Hey, what is up YouTube? Satellarknight here, coming to you with another deck profile. This one is of my June and July deck build for my Satellarknights. This time it's a full Satellarknight deck. There aren't any Necros or anything this time. I decided to make the Necros their own special little deck, and right now, still working on getting the rest of the cards I need. So if anybody would happen to have a Necros of Valkyrius or anything like that, that would be very, very helpful. But anyway, let's get on into this build. I have won a couple local tournaments with this build. It's one of my older builds, but I brought it back and I've been doing a lot better with it. But I've enhanced it a little bit too. So let's start out with this. Main deck for monsters, run the standard 3 Satellarknight Deneb, then the standard 3 Altair. Now, these Deneb, you'll get him in your first hand most of the time with the deck. Sometimes you'll end up with an Altair and something else, and that's never that helpful. But Altair plays are pretty good if you get the right combos. I run 2 Unokalhai and 2 Vega. So, most people run 3 Unuk and 1 Vega. I'm not one of those people. I cannot use the deck if it only has 1 Vega. I have to have 2 Vega and 2 Unuks in order for my deck build to work correctly. I don't know why, that's just how my deck build is. Run 1 Alsom for the 1000 point burn every time he's normal, special, or flip summoned. Or even pendulum summoned if I decided to run the Zephyras in this deck, which I might do once I get the ones that's not the, oh, what one is it? I can't remember the name now. This one. Because I have a full playset of this one. So, if anybody has that one as well, please feel free to put it in the comments below. And I'll see what I have in order to trade for it. Then I run 1 Satellarknight Regel. Pretty helpful. Summon it. Doesn't matter how you summon it, its effect goes off just like every single Satellarknight. But target 1 Satellarknight I control and it gains 500 attack, so it's pretty helpful. Even though it goes to the grave in the end phase, if it's like Triver or something, it helps out a lot. Because then you get Triver's graveyard effect in the end phase and stuff like that. Run 1 Sirius because this deck only runs about 13 or 14 Satellarknights, I want to say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 Satellarknights. So, Sirius is pretty helpful on getting back your Denebs and Altairs or whatever else you need to get back. But for the last 2 monsters I run 2 Honest for help in this deck because almost the entire extra deck is light, except for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. So 9 out of 15 are light attribute, so it's pretty helpful. But that's it for my monsters. This deck runs a standard 3 reinforcement of the army. Mainly to search. I'm glad it's at 3. I'm one of the only Satellarknight users that even still runs 3 MST in their deck. MST is really helpful in this deck because it'll easily just get rid of back row, and if you're going against Cliffords, it gets rid of Scout pretty quick, and you don't have to deal with that. Run 1 Book of Moon, 1 Raigeki, and 1 Upstart Goblin. Reason I run Upstart Goblin over Duality is I can still special summon the turn I activate it. And then also I run 1 Soul Charge. Almost forgot about this card. Soul Charge is pretty good in this deck. There's sometimes I wish I didn't have to deal with it. So pretty helpful cards. I normally use Soul Charge as a decoy. So if I ever set a back row and you are against me and you know it, yeah, expect that to be a decoy. Run 3 Telenova Alpha for my traps. I run 3 Telenova Alpha, which is standard. Run 3 Call of the Haunted, which is also standard for this deck. I run 2 Fiendish Chain instead of the 3 Breakthrough Skill because I can easily just loop this. Breakthrough Skill I can't. So Fiendish Chain's a lot more helpful on that one. Plus it lasts a lot longer. 1 Compulsory Evacuation Device for the... they summon a strong card and by tributing or something. Or like El Shadow Winda or something. Just send it back. Run 1 Solemn Warning. 1 Black Horn of Heaven. Both of these are to stop summons. Wiretap to counter their traps and stuff. Oasis of Dragon Souls, which is just in there to be to act as a Call of the Haunted, pretty much in my case, because I don't like my opponents trying to attack me directly when I can easily just stop their attack by bringing out another card. Run 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, which is pretty helpful in this deck, especially against the Cleaves, because they summon a bunch, activate BTH, and there goes their field. And then finally, run 1 Mirror Force. That makes this a 40-card deck, and Mirror Force is only for the Yosenju matchups. I don't like going against Yosenjus either, but hey, I've gone undefeated against them. This build has gone undefeated for 2 months straight before, and I'm going back to that streak again, so let's hope I can finish that streak. Okay, for my extra deck, I run 3 Triver. Reason I run 3 of this guy is because I can loop him real easily. And that's the main reason why I run 3 Triver. Then I run 3 Constellar Diamond. Also Satellarknight Constellar Diamond for the Burning Abyss and Shadow matchups and stuff like that. It helps get rid of their monsters, stuff like that. Especially Winda. I don't like Winda. Winda's a jerk sometimes. Danko Seika gets rid of it too, because I do believe it's a dark, but I may be mistaken. It might be a light. I don't know. That's like the one rarity from that set that I don't have. 1 Ptolemaeus, I believe is how you pronounce that. It is pretty interesting. Uses 2 or more level 4 monsters once per chain during either player's turn. I can detach 3 XYZ materials from it. Special summon from my extra deck 1 XYZ monster that is 1 rank higher than this card except a number monster. By using this face-up card you control as the XYZ material. This is treated as an XYZ summon. XYZ materials attached to this card also become XYZ materials on the summoned monster. You can detach 7 XYZ materials from it. Skip your opponent's next turn during each player's end phase. You can attach 1 Satellarknight card from your extra deck to this card as a face-up XYZ material. Has 550 attack and 2600 defense. That is the weakest Satellarknight I've ever used. I run 1 Delteros. Pretty helpful in this deck. If I ran the Star Seraph Scepter and Sovereignty, I would probably run a 2nd Delteros, but I don't. I have 3 Scepter, I don't have any Sovereignty, so I can't do that. I run 1 number 86 for its 4th, 5th, and 3rd effects. Because they are pretty interesting, because if I have this out and I go for a Triver play, this stays on the field by its effect. It is unaffected by other card effects. So, Triver and 86 and game. Pretty much is how that play works. Run 1 Heroic Champion Excalibur. And then I run 1 number 80 for the Banish from the Graveyard effect. Mainly against Necros and Shadows. 1 Steel Swarm Roach for the negate the summon of a level 5 or higher. And that's pretty helpful against Light Swarms. I'll tell you that one. Pretty helpful. Those are my main matchups sometimes. Are Light Swarms, and then I have the Yangzing, Shadow, Zephyra matchups, and all those, which I don't like. Necroz has got to be the hardest matchup for this deck. Just going to tell you that one right now. Run 1 Castell, remove 2, either... Well, actually, wait. Remove 1 material, target 1 face-up monster on the field, change it to face-down defense. Remove 2, target 1 other face-up card on the field, shuffle it into the deck. You can only use 1 Castell, the Sky Blaster, Musketeer effect per turn. And only once that turn. Then I run number 101, Silent Honor Arc. I love using this card, especially against people that don't like me when it comes to going against me at tournaments, because I have a few of those. I have a few people that don't like going against me at all because of how fast my deck runs. This deck will run pretty fast. You can win in 3 turns if you pull off the right combos. Number 103, Ragnar Zero, and that is it for my extra deck. But Ragnar Zero is very helpful against Cliffords. That's one reason I run Ragnar Zero. For my side deck, I run 1 Flying Sea and 1 Thunder King Ryo. Flying Sea to help out in the mirror match, and Thunder King Ryo to help out against any meta deck, pretty much. 1 Constellar Belt for going against decks that run Skill Drain. 1 Defusion for going against the Shadows. Easily just send their fusion monsters back. 1 Dimensional Fissure, or Di-Fi as my friends call it. Any monster sent to the graveyard is removed from play instead, and it is very helpful against Cliffords, Yosenjus, Necroz, Yangzing, and the mirror match, even though it sends your cards too. Then, for the last 2 spells, I run 2 Spell Shattering Arrow for the Clifford matchup. So that's it for my monsters and spells in my side deck. And then for traps, I run 3 Fairy Wind. Very helpful card. People hate me when I use it because it's always for the Klee matchups, and I have a couple friends that run Klees. 1 Light of Intervention for going against Shadows and Ghostrix. I hate going against Ghostrix. They make me mad sometimes. 1 Mind Crush, pretty helpful. I only run 1 because I only have 1. If I had a second one, I would probably run it, or I would put it in my Necroz. I don't know. 1 Soul Drain. Soul Drain is very helpful in this deck. It can stop your graveyard effects, but would you rather keep your graveyard effects and go against Shadows and then get all their graveyard effects, and same with the Yangzings, or would you rather lose your graveyard effects and along with them losing theirs? I mean, that's the whole reason I run a Soul Drain. 1 Torrential Tribute for the mirror match and stuff like that. And 1 Vanities for meta matchup, pretty much. I can easily make this an anti-meta deck if I choose. Well, if I choose, because of how easily I can stop the meta. So, yeah, that's it for my Satellarknights. Please leave a comment and tell me what you think. Let's see if we can get this video to at least 50 likes. And hope it becomes as popular as my friends' decks. But yeah. Satellarknight signing off. And remember, Triver's there to help you out if you need him if you use Satellarknight, and run 3. See you guys.